YouTube, welcome back. Today I want to talk about a little game called The Last of Us Part 2. I finished this game over a month ago, about a month ago, and I finally realized if I liked it or not after really thinking about it, sitting down thinking about it. I thought of three pros, three cons, and yeah, we're just going to talk about it, why I didn't like it, negatives, positives, all that stuff. But first, before we start, I want to talk about The Last of Us game is one of the greatest video games to ever exist, in my opinion. I'm not kidding you, I've played it over a dozen times. So when I finally played The Last of Us Part 2, I had very, very, very high hopes. I also knew nothing, and I mean nothing about this game at all. I knew nothing. The only thing I knew is that it was a sequel to my favorite game ever, so it has to be a masterpiece. At least that's what I thought. This is my full thoughts on the most controversial game ever, The Last of Us Part 2. Obviously, this will be broken down, like I said, into three parts, the three pros, the three cons, and if I think they should make a part three. So first pro, the gameplay and graphics and the graphics and the gameplay. The gameplay for The Last of Us Part 2 is the best gameplay I've ever played in a video game. The shooting just feels so real and so good and amazing. The crafting is a huge step up from the first game. This game's stealth is also so much more intense than the first games. If you decide to go stealth, you will feel anxious trying not to fail, because if you fail, your bullets and resources and just might as well be gone. Like just done. It's just so much more realistic. Also, the graphics for this game are stunning. I mean, just amazing. For this game being the last big launch for the PlayStation 4 before the PS5, they knocked it out of the park with graphics. It looks better than PS5 games. Some of the PS5 games I've seen. It's fantastic. Just amazing. So, pro number two, the flashbacks of Joel and Ellie. The flashbacks of Joel and Ellie are so filled with emotion and greatness. I get excited every time one would play, even if it was just a cutscene. I love seeing Joel and Ellie's father-daughter relationship throughout those 5 years the game skips. The one that hit the hardest, in my opinion, was Ellie finding out the truth about the cure, that it would have worked, that Joel made that decision for her to live, that he stole that from her. I also love the flashback of Ellie's birthday trip to the museum. It really shows that these characters really know and care about each other. It was just really emotional and amazing. Pro number three, the infected in this game are horrifying compared to the first game. They're so much more evolved, and I love the new types of infected. The Rat King was so creepy and gross. And it was just so unnerving. I mean, it almost made you feel uncomfortable. The stalkers, sorry, are also another example of how the game makes you feel uncomfortable. The stalkers are also another example of how the game makes you feel just very, like I said, uncomfortable. The way they sneak up on you and watch your every move before they try to kill you is so scary. It's good. It was amazing. Love the infected. The stalkers are amazing. I can't wait to see them adapted into that HBO Max show. It'll be amazing. Now the cons, oh, and oh man, are these some bad things. Con number one, Abby. You knew this was coming, but Abby, I just don't like her. I don't know anyone that does. I mean, she's an okay character, but the way the game forces you to play as her is a big red flag. Just, no, I don't want to play as her. And they want you to think she's the good guy after making you watch her shoot Joel's legs with a shotgun that smash his head in with a golf club in front of Ellie. There's just no forgiving that. And I knew she did it because Joel killed her dad, but he had to do what he had to do to survive. And then they force you to try to kill Ellie and her pregnant girlfriend Dina. Like, what the F? I'm not rooting for my character that I'm playing as during this moment in the game. I want to lose, but I have to beat my favorite characters half to death? Like, what the like, I just hated this part of the game so much. Ugh. It's making me angry right now as I talk about it. Con 2, Joel's death. Man, I'm getting annoyed just talking about it. Man, I was so sad when Joel died. It wasn't a quick death either. I mean, he suffered. He was in pain. It was very hard to watch. Killing off one of the faces of the series at the start of the game was a bold move, but I get why they killed off Joel. They did it to send Ellie's character to this darker and more, I guess you could say, killer state of mind, but I still don't think they had to kill. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I mean, yeah, it makes sense why they killed Joel, like I said. They could have just had him getting injured, though, so he wasn't present in the game, making him not be able to walk or something. They just didn't have to kill Joel in such a brutal way either. To the point it was hard to watch. They didn't have to do it in such a brutal way. To the point where it was just hard to watch, and I was looking away because it was that horrible. I mean, it was something. Oh, I'm getting annoyed just talking about it. Okay, count on three. The ending. The ending of this game left me feeling empty. Lost. The finale against Abby and Ellie was okay, but they let Abby get off with a somewhat happy ending and a chance with that little kid, but they leave Ellie alone and sad. The, I mean, I just don't get that. Like, I've seen some discussions online saying that Ellie didn't kill Abby because it wasn't a fair fight. Was it a fair fight when Abby and her friends jumped Joel, shot his legs out, and then held him down while they beat him to death? No, no. And I guess it has something to do with forgiveness and all that, but you can't make a whole game, 3 years of Ellie's life of hunting down Abby and all that, and then just not have her kill her. I don't know. I still don't get how I feel about that. Also, the ending of the game also leaves so many questions unanswered. Like earlier, Tommy wanted Ellie to go after Abby, but she didn't want to since she had a family, a life. We know it changes after Ellie keeps having PTSD of Joel's death. But since Abby's alive, is Tommy now out there hunting her down to kill her? Or what? And what about Dina, Ellie's wife, and JJ, their child? After Ellie gets back from fighting Abby, she's been gone for what it seems like months. Dina and JJ are gone. There's no note letting us know where they are or even if they're still alive. Like, did they go back to Jackson with Tommy? Are they in some sort of trouble? We also find out that there are a new group of Fireflies out there, but we don't know who started it, what their goal is. Like, did they find how they're immune and they're trying to make a cure? I mean, as I'm talking, there's too many unanswered questions I keep thinking of. So that answers the question, should they make a part 3? Yes, they should. If this was the end of Ellie's story, I'd be pretty unhappy with it. Good thing it's just got leaked as in development at Naughty Dog for a late PS5 release and an early PS6 release. And there are just other things I keep talking about, like a few things like Jesse's death. Like, totally stupid how they killed him. Like, he just walks through the door, bang, done, he's dead. And also, some of the other parts of the game were dumb, in my opinion. The way that Tommy gets shot in the face and survives, but Jesse doesn't. I don't know. Like, okay. But in conclusion, did I like The Last of Us Part 2? Yes, I did. I see myself coming back, going back through and playing it again. But I don't know if I would call it the masterpiece like the first Last of Us game. If I had to give it a score, I'd have to give it an 8 out of 10. With the first Last of Us game, I gave it a 10 out of 10, but this time I'd have to give it an 8 out of 10. It's just, for the reasons I said, it just isn't a masterpiece like the first game. So, those are my thoughts. It's been 1 month since I beat it. Those are my thoughts on the game. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Share your thoughts on the game in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about The Last of Us Part 2. If you guys haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe. Helps out a lot. And I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.